Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a book wrap up. So we're going to get into it, but first I want to acknowledge that I haven't been here for a while. So I'm sorry about that, but we're not going to think about that too often. So we're going to get into it right now. In August, I read a good amount of books. I got over my reading challenge of 100 books this month. So I haven't read all the 100 books this month, but I've read it in the year, accumulatively in the year. So I have the books that I read, and I've read some books on Kindle books, but I won't talk about the Kindle books here. But I've got all of the books. So these are not in any order of the order I've read them in, but we're just gonna get started. So I'm gonna turn on the fan because I am dying in here. I'm very sorry if you can hear the fan, but it's so hot in here for some reason that I need to turn it on. And that is Noelle. And this is a graphic novel. At first it really intimidated me, but then I saw on my Libby that there was a audiobook, and I decided to read it because, if there's an audiobook, then I'm going to use it if I need it. So I decided to read it on audiobook, and that totally changed my reading experience. It was like a show, a movie, because graphic novels are like comic books, and like they've got pictures and words, so it's almost like a movie but still writing. But with the audio and the whole cast and the effects with the sounds, it totally changed the reading experience. I rated this one 5 stars because of the audiobook. It's the best audiobook I've ever read in my entire life, and it really made the reading experience that much more greater. It was amazing. I mean, the story was pretty cool, but the audiobook and the way that they did it was breathtaking. So if there's any audiobooks for any of the graphic novels I have, I'm going to see before I read them to see if all of them are like this or if it was just this one, because it totally transformed the reading experience for me. So yes, Noelle by Noelle Stevenson. Very cool cover. So the next book I have is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. This is the second book that I've read by Mitch, by Albom, and it wasn't as good as the first one I read. The first one I read was The Magic Strings of Frankie Pastel, and I loved that one. It was like a coming of age, but not like a teen coming of age, more like the coming of age that's all of his life. So like since he was born till the moment he died. And that one was brilliant. I loved this one. This one is one of the more popular books that he has, and it was good. But I mean, I gave it 3 stars. If I was going to go more specific, probably a 3.5. I don't think it was as good as The Magic Strings of Frankie Pastel. This one is one of the more popular of his books, so I mean, I'm kind of sad that it wasn't like groundbreaking, but I'm still gonna read a lot of his books since I have kind of been enjoying all of them, especially the first one I read. But the sequel came out just recently, like 10 years later or something from the original. So I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna check that one out, and hopefully I enjoy that sequel. And yeah, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Oh, it was about this guy, Eddie, and he's a grizzled war veteran who feels trapped in a meaningless life of fiction rides at a seaside amusement park. As the park has changed over the years, from the loop-the-loop to the pipeline plunge, so too has Eddie changed, from the optimistic youth to the embittered old age. His days are a dull routine of work, loneliness, and regret. And on his 83rd birthday, Eddie dies in a tragic accident trying to save a little girl from a falling cart. With his final breath, he feels 2 small hands in his, and then nothing. He awakens in the afterlife, where he learns that heaven is not a lush garden of Eden but a place where your earthly life is explained to you by 5 people who are in it. These people may have been loved ones or distant strangers, yet each of them changed your path forever. One by one, Eddie's 5 people illuminate the unseen connections of his earthly life. As the story builds to its stunning conclusion, Eddie desperately seeks redemption in the still unknown last act of his life. Was it a heroic success or a devastating failure? The answer, which comes from the most unlikely sources, is as inspirational as a glimpse of heaven itself. The 5 people you meet in heaven. Alright, so the next one I read was so good to me, and it was The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. Oh, The Enchantress Returns. So this is the second book in the series, so I'm not going to read the synopsis. I didn't talk to you. So I'm not going to read the synopsis to this book. I'll read the synopsis for this one. This one is the first book. But anyway, Chris Colfer, if you seem like you notice his name, is a Golden Globe winning actor. He was in Glee, if you know that. But let me put this one down and read this one. Alex and Connor's Bailey's world is about to change. When the twins' grandmother gives them a treasured fairy tale book, they have no idea they're about to enter a land beyond all imagining, the land of stories, where fairy tales are real. But as Alex and Connor soon discover, the stories they know so well haven't ended in this magical land. Goldilocks is now a wanted fugitive, Red Riding Hood has her own kingdom, and Queen Cinderella is about to become a mother. The twins know they must get back home somehow, but with the legendary evil queen hot on their trail, will they ever find the way? The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell, brings readers on a thrilling quest filled with magic spells, laugh out loud humor, and page-turning adventure. So let me tell you, on both of the books, I have given it a 5-star. It was wonderful. This one as well. I'm not sure which one I like better right now, but both of them were brilliant. I love Alex and Connor. The storylines and the fairy tales are so immersive, and the worlds are immersive, and everything's great in this book. I love it so much. I love middle grade, and this one is definitely this series is definitely one of my, not talking to you again. This one is definitely one of my favorites. So the next one is Paper Girls Volume 3. This is a graphic novel as well. I did not have a ebook for this one, but it was also still very good. I just remembered I have another one. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I gave this one. Let me see. So I gave this one 3 stars. So yeah, basically what they describe the series as is Stranger Things with girls who are paper girls, and go on have this huge fantasy type thing like Stranger Things with girls and stuff. It's a very cool series. If you like graphic novels and art, this has such colorful art. Definitely check this one out. But alright, so the next one is The Picture of Dorian Gray. This is a classic by Oscar Wilde, and I read this one on audiobook, and at first I was like, not gonna be my favorite. But that ending made me give it like a 4 or something. A rating of 4 stars. So that ending really changed the game for me. The last 60 pages, and that's not saying a lot because it's 160 pages. But that one was really cool. Just Dorian Gray, all these morally gray characters that you know nothing about, and it's just like, whoa, is he good? Is he evil? Is this person good? Is he evil? Why do you think you're so pretty? All of these crazy thoughts while reading this book, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Towards the end, mainly. Alright, so the last one I have is kind of the first one I read this month, I'm pretty sure. But that is Number the Stars by Lewis Lowry. If you if you feel like you've seen that name, he wrote The Giver, and you know, The Giver is probably his most famous series, but this one was definitely one of it. This is a historical fiction book. I read 2 historical fiction books, and I read 2 of it. This one I read last month, and it was very good, very good. Very much enjoyed it. I read it on audiobook again. That really helped me this month, and I think that it is really good. Very good. It was a Holocaust book set in Denmark, and about this little girl whose best friend is Jewish. And if you know the Holocaust at all, you know it's one of the darkest blips in history. And I think that we owe it to them to know what happened. And you know, ever since 5th grade, I've known really what the Holocaust was, because in 5th grade in history, that year we focused on the Holocaust. And yeah, I've got a couple of books about it here on my TBR that I will check out. I mean, I'll read, but this one was definitely my first like non-school Holocaust read, and I think it was really good. I rated this one 4 stars. You can't really see it very, very well. So I try not to make this long, but just this part is 16 minutes. So I'll try to edit it shorter, but yes, those are all the books that I read. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week for another exclusive YouTube video.